what is the Global Ghost Hunt to me? The Global Ghost Hunt is a celebration of teams and locations, not just here in the U.S., but all around the world. It is an opportunity to unite groups and enthusiasts of this paranormal community in many different ways, and to highlight teams, locations, and all of us. And honestly, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it? You get to experience new groups, you get to promote yourself, promote your teams, and more importantly, too, the locations. A lot of our locations are being forgotten. So the Global Ghost Hunt is a perfect opportunity to bring your team, bring your locations out into the spotlight and have your chance to have your 15 minutes of fame and to make an everlasting impact in our community.
Welcome to the show for tonight. I just wanted to give a little announcements I have. We are going to be having some of our logo stickers for sale here for long that goes on your back glass of your car or whatever you want to put it on. Hey there, Vicky. And we got a few other things that's coming up. When it gets a little warmer, me and my dad and a few of our friends is going to try to do a Victorian picnic in a cemetery. Probably when it gets a little warmer. I don't know exactly when, but it'll be soon. And we also going to be taking a trip to find Daniel Boone's parents' grave. We passed it yesterday as me and my buddy went to the baseball card show, and I found out where it's at. So now we're going to try to take off and go there and do a live video. And also, our shows are on Sundays at 9 p.m. Tonight I am a little late. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the C.O.P.S talk show. That's when I have guests on. Thursdays at 9, I will be doing my other little shows, my little Victorian era shows and everything else. But this week is going to be on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. It is about Thanksgiving history through the Victorian era and how it got started and everything like that. So tonight's guest is going to be Neal, and here he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So, what have you been into?
Oh, just working my tail off lately.
Working.
Recently, about a week and a half ago, I suppose, we were out in Carlos Avery some more, trying to, I guess I don't really know what you'd say, but get the story to let itself unravel,
Yeah.
And we've gotten EVPs. We've gotten, I mean, just all kinds of crazy different things. They pegged the meter all the way into the red, and we're just like sitting there like, whoa, what happened? We don't,
Nah.
you know, it's just so random there that it's hard to recreate anything. So what we started doing was setting nav points and
Yeah.
then, you know, researching from there. It was kind of strange, actually.
Nah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the paranormal and
Well,
everything.
my sister was murdered in 87.
Okay.
And I was always curious to see if I could ever talk to her again and hear her voice.
Yeah.
And never heard her voice again until we sat around a campfire. I'll tell you, it happened.
Okay.
But how I became an investigator was I was talking with my buddy Aaron, and, you know, he's just like, hey, we're going on an investigation. You want to go?
Yeah.
And so I met him and Tom, and then we went out. We've been going ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I'm usually a machinist by trade, and lately I just kind of switched. Actually, started my own business. So
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
hi, Nathan.
That Facebook user, she's I don't know. Let's see. That'd be Lisa, I think.
Oh, hello.
I'm not sure. My phone is all jacked up. I'm owner and founder of Paranormal Investigator for Host Goes Paranormal Demonology. Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was Lisa. Somehow my phone ain't saying who it was or nothing.
Yeah, my phone doesn't always tell me either who's who. That's all right.
So, I mean, how old was you when you actually tried to do your paranormal stuff? I mean,
Well, I mean, I kind of dabbled in it all the time, trying to figure out how to do it. Ever since I was 8 years old. We were way up north at my Uncle Bill's house.
yeah.
And this was my first brush with the paranormal, actually. We were all sitting down and just watching TV like, you know, families do. All of a sudden we hear boom, 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 across the floor upstairs. And we're all just like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
And we're all in the living room. There's nobody anywhere else. We were all accounted for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't no animal or nothing like that, because they didn't have anything that would make a boom like that. You know, they just had a tiny little dog, and the dog was laying in my Aunt Barb's lap. So got scared a little bit. You know, it kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit as a little kid.
Yeah.
Still went upstairs and slept. But then I heard whispers coming from, there's one room nobody would ever go in, and like they just put old dressers or something in there, and I kept hearing whispering and voices and talking in there. And so I told my mom about it, and my mom said, just ignore it and go to bed. You didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I did, and you just heard it too.
Vicky wants to know, what group are you with and what state?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm with Nightwatch in Minnesota.
Okay.
Aaron and I have Nightwatch. We also have Spectre Radio as well.
Yeah. I thought I interact with y'all. Lisa is answering.
Yeah.
I was just on the phone with her. She's an amazing person.
Yeah, she's a good lady.
Oh yeah. Thought you were going to bed. Ghost host laugh out loud. There's my buddy Baker. Hey Jonathan, hope you are doing well tonight. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. I am Lisa. I was just showing the love.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. Um, so has any of your family went out with y'all doing investigation? Does anybody else in your family believe in it?
Yeah, my son actually went with us to, I believe it's Ramsey Foster. We went there and he went with us in there for a little bit.
What did he think about it? I mean,
Oh, he likes it. He wants to go again, actually.
oh, really?
Yeah, he's kind of caught the bug a little bit, so I might have to buy a few extra meters and start getting him out there.
Yeah. I took my wife with us one night to the clinic, and I don't think she really enjoyed it that much. It was cold. The power went out. It was a storm, and I don't think she actually enjoyed it or nothing.
I mean, dress the part, you know.
Yeah. There's Jenny Love Paranormal TV. Much love.
Hi, Jenny.
I watched her show on YouTube also. She's got a pretty good show.
Awesome. I'll have to look her up.
She does a lot of shout outs for teams and stuff like that also.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out. I like to see new shows and,
Yeah.
you know, give them some likes and try to get them out there.
Yeah. Do you have you ever took your dog with you to an investigation to help out?
No, I've never really had a inkling to take him out there. He's kind of a big chicken anyways. He'd probably get scared if he saw his own shadow.
Lisa, I love you and love y'all. I wish success and peace and everyone be safe and happy huntings.
Heck yeah. Thank you. You too.
Vicky says hi to Jeannie. She says hello to everybody. Lisa has.
Hi, Lisa.
Yeah, I've always thought about taking a cat or a dog. I know I wouldn't take my pig with me because he won't do nothing but stay around my feet and lay down and sleep and try to nudge me, say I want to go get something to eat, you know.
Yeah, or get into something you don't want him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is, you know, with animals and stuff, they're kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to stress out my little guy with, you know, like if he did see something or, you know, I mean, we have big ravens up here and, you know, they're gigantic and they will literally pull a full garbage bag out of your garbage can and sit there and eat it in front of you.
Good God.
I mean, their beaks are probably 3.5, 4 inches long.
Good night.
I ain't going over there and taking that garbage out. That right now. Where I live, literally, it's just town, and then all around me, it's all national forest.
Yeah.
And it's so wild up here. I mean, I can go on a hike in the summertime, and I'll see bear, deer, bobcats, all kinds of just different animals, and then to try to investigate out here is kind of I'm noticing a challenge.
What's up, Paranormal Brothers?
How's it going?
Have you what is the other investigations that you've done before you and Aaron got hooked up?
I didn't really do a whole lot of investigating, just tried to find them. I mean, I guess it was investigating, but I didn't have any equipment or anything. I didn't have the foggiest clue until I hooked up with Aaron that they even made equipment for any of that. I never did any research or none of that. I just hopped into it and then just got into the electronics side of it and started making my own sensors and stuff.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You know, I always wanted to.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, dabbled, and that was really kind of it.
Yeah.
Never really got serious till about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I suppose.
Yeah.
You
know, how much equipment have you ever made? I mean, what types of equipment that you
I make REM pods.
Okay.
Those are easier than easy, really.
Yeah.
I also make mini REM pods that you can actually fit in your pocket. They're about 2.5 inches wide and about 4 inches tall, with a big antenna that you can pull out of them. Just simple stuff, nothing really extravagant quite yet. Still in the works of making a big. I got to get some parts from Aaron, and then I'm gonna try and make a larger EM pump with that's adjustable.
Yeah. We're looking in getting us a REM pod, but I just don't want to fork out that kind of money right yet.
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing is, everybody's charging like what, $200?
Yeah.
I'm only charging $125. So if you want one, we'll hook up and we'll get you one.
We was going to get us one of those. Hey there, Jonathan. That's a guy I used to work with, but he got him another job. We looked into getting us one of them little Boo Bear things like everybody's going crazy over. And
yeah, actually, I'm in the works of making one of those too.
My dad went to Walmart the other night, and we found one of these little gremlins that you can just touch it and it'll go off. So we've been working with it for past 2 times that we went out. We used it last night, but nobody could get nothing to work with it. But it sits there and his head moved and his butt will move and he makes that funny noise like you humming or something. But I did realize that you can't feed them after dark and get them. So we had her put them in because it was starting to rain the other night. So we didn't want to cause no other problems.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm gonna put sensors in the hands and feet of a bear, and then the head, and then I have an alarm system and light up too. Obviously, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Gotta know. I want to make it so that you can know actually what they're touching, if it's an arm or a leg or the head, or whatever.
Yeah. That's Andy right there. He's
Hi, Andy.
He's where I live at here, and he does the Fright Night thing. I can't keep up with his shows all the time. He has them come on, but I don't ever get a notification to sit and watch them for some reason. I just run by accident, going through Facebook and run by it, and I thought, oh, there it is. I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, like I said, we tried to use that last night, and it just wouldn't ever. I begged the spirits to try to touch it, and they would.
Yeah, that's the thing of it.
Well, I guess they just ain't got used to something that weird looking and everything like that. But normally we have good things happen there, but that time it wasn't.
The thing is about, like you just said, using objects and stuff.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry about that. I had to plug in. I think that it does depend on what you use. As far as if it looks scary, maybe they don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, the spirits we deal with were humans at one time. Maybe they still have fear.
Yeah.
Or we don't know what's in the spirit world, right?
Yeah.
Not completely. There could be something that looks like that out there, and maybe that's just a big nope for them,
Yeah. Hey there, Matt. We're doing pretty good, buddy.
Hey, Matt.
I forgot to wear my Cowboys hat for you, Matt. Vicky. Yeah. It was kind of hard last night to try to get them. Normally they'll communicate, but we did have 2 new people with us. That could be one of the reasons, because they normally get used to us, but last night they just never did. Didn't hardly communicate that much. That happened always. I just don't. I don't know what really happened last night, but normally that house will give us all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, you start adding new energies.
Yeah.
I mean that can affect things.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that, like with us too, we added a couple, like 2, 3 new members,
Yeah.
and didn't get the results like we normally would.
Yeah.
And that, like we had the pleasure of going out with Lisa and investigating with her over at Ramsey Foster and stuff.
Yeah.
Out there, it's just kind of different, but when she was there, I don't know why, but everything lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Adding different people can do 2 different things, and that is either it's going to shut them off or they won't stop talking.
Yeah.
It just depends on the energy of the person. And
Yeah.
I think Lisa's got a good energy to her anyway, still.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
We had a guy that he was drawing a little bit of energy for us, but not a whole lot right yet. But the other guy
Mhm.
that we had, I'm not sure if they really warmed up to him yet. It'll take a couple times before they will.
Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Nothing much, buddy.
Hello.
He also got a good YouTube channel. He does a lot of fishing and hunting stuff with his kids. He's a lot of family type deal, and he does pretty good. Makes his own fishing baits and stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful. I used to do that too.
Ramsey Forest is not so bad, but there's a cemetery I do want to go back to.
Oh,
Yep.
grassland up in Bram, yeah. She was throwing cat balls every which way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, they lit up like Christmas trees, man.
Yeah. Vika says spirits don't act on cues. Sometimes you catch a lot. Sometimes there's nothing. Yeah,
That's true.
We had a few nothings last night.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ted. But yeah, like I said, that clinic that we go to, what they call the red room, it's where they gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it goes crazy, goes off the hook. I mean, it's just you can't keep batteries in your equipment long enough to get them to talk to them because they keep sitting there and just cutting the spirit box on.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing keep going on last night so much that it done ran the battery down, and we just had put the batteries in it before we went up there.
Mm-hmm.
And we also did get the piano played last night by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I had my camera setting on it, but I ain't watched the footage of it yet. But I don't know if it actually went off again or not. That place is crazy, left out loud. Ted says, "Hey, Vicky." But yeah, it was interesting night. But I thought it was going to rain, but it never did. The wind blowed. I mean, it was cold in there. You can see the breath in you when you exhale and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, especially like when the power goes out or something, it's not going to be very warm in there no more.
Yeah.
And with it becoming colder months now, that makes it a little harder for investigations.
Yeah. I did have a few little things last night, something like blowing on my neck, stuff like that. But far as where it's so cold, you really couldn't tell because I was sitting in the hallway. There was no windows there, so it's still so cold you couldn't sit there long enough. I just don't like that place in hot weather because you sitting there, you was slapping, you sweating, eyes roll down the eye, and you can't see.
Yeah, but guess what? When it suddenly gets cold, you know what's going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's have you ever lived I was going to ask you, have you ever lived in a haunted house? But
Yes, more than once.
More than once.
Yeah, I had a home in Wadena, a 5-bedroom home that was a funeral home
Oh no.
before it was my house.
Oh, I bet that did have some kind of
Oh
crazy.
yeah, and well, here's the weird part about it. A woman, not even 6 months before I moved in, was murdered in my living room.
No way.
Mhm.
God.
And let me tell you, it was nuts. I
I
mean,
bet so.
you, I, it wasn't just like shadow figures. It was the real deal. Like you'd see someone peek at you around the corner, and then you get there and they're gone. And
Yeah. Hey,
I
brother, I
mean,
get going. Starting my new job early in the mornings. Much love to you and everyone here. Everyone, please share, like, subscribe to Cops. Great team and great podcast. Appreciate it, there, Matt.
yeah, you have a good one there, Matt.
You take it easy and have fun on your new job, buddy. Uh,
But
yeah,
yeah, that was my most active one, I think. I mean, it was you. I walked upstairs. Now I cannot explain this because there was no windows open. I made sure I looked I tried to debunk it as best I could, but my stepdaughter's door, bam, 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 just sits there and it's banging like someone's behind it, opening and closing it.
no,
Well, here's the dumb part: the kids were all at the high school basketball game. My
oh,
wife was downstairs. My wife at the time there, and I walked upstairs because I was gonna go grab something out of the boys' room. Don't remember what. Doesn't matter anymore. But I went up there to go and do that, and that's when that door did that. And I stood at the top of the stairwell, staring at it, and I thought, do I go in there or don't I? Well, no time like the present. Let's find out what's here.
yeah,
So I walked in, and it was extremely cold in the room. But as far as like any shadow figures or anything like that, I never saw anything.
yeah,
But I definitely did not feel like I was alone. I'll
yeah.
tell you that. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, that would be kind of different place to live. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they still had I guess, the embalming table
No,
downstairs. And I tried to, take a recorder to it and I didn't get anything. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure, there's
yeah.
that, believe it or not, that was the least active part of the house.
Uh that's that's crazy.
Yeah, it was just weird. I could be sitting in my living room.
I live a block from a funeral home, but living in a former one is a whole different level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, I'm telling you, like, wow, man. Like, I'd be sitting there in my living room and all of a sudden I'd see someone run across the doorway.
That's
Everybody's accounted for. They're all sitting in the chairs and we're all staring at each other going, okay, who is it? Because the dog was even at my feet, so I know it wasn't her.
yeah,
And it was just insane. Like, just, I remember one night I heard a scream and then a loud boom out in my living room.
yeah,
And we go out there, there's nothing wrong. I thought maybe someone threw something through my window or something for an odd reason or another. But the weird thing about that is see, her husband that shot her in the head 3 times
yeah.
was still in the jail, not even 3 blocks away from me,
Uh,
awaiting trial. And when he was finally convicted and sentenced to life in prison,
yeah.
all of a sudden, most of the activity died down.
Hmm.
It was just the strangest, oddest thing. And I had it on the TV. Like, it was on the news,
Yeah.
and I didn't think anything of it. And my wife took one look at me and she goes, well, maybe that'll make her happy.
It's
Because we
probably
knew, we knew it was her
Yeah.
because you could
she,
smell a woman's perfume
yeah.
in the room.
She'll just stay in there until she see justice is done, then she decided to move on.
Yep, that's what I think.
That's
But there
pretty
was other things there too that
yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah. She felt she got justice. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she did. And like I said, it was just, you guys can look it up. It was back in 2016 or 17 when it happened.
Not too long ago, is it?
No, and it was real recent. Like I said, it was only like 6 months later we moved in, and they had to put fresh carpet in and repaint everything.
Yeah.
And I swear I still saw blood spackle on the trim on the bottom of the wall.
Yeah.
Like it looked like blood. It was not.
Yeah.
It looked like old blood. I don't know if it really was or not, but it looked like it.
Yeah.
We cleaned it up.
That's really interesting right there now.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in some places.
We talking about funeral home stuff. Here where I live at, probably the town on the other side of us, they used to have a funeral home, like a house back in the older days. And then probably about maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago, I guess now, they turned it into a bed and breakfast.
Oh,
There was two houses actually for the funeral home, one for the viewing and stuff like that, and then the other where they had his office and the all the coffins and caskets and stuff like that in the other house. And so they turned both of them into bed and breakfast. But
that's one way to make money, huh?
you have to call ahead of time to get, because it stays booked every time you turn around.
I've noticed investigating has picked up a lot recently.
Yeah.
Like you just want to go to, like, I don't know, perfect example, the Palmer Hotel. Now they're telling you, unless you rent it for the whole weekend, they don't even want you to rent no more because they got people lined up wanting to go in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can pay the extra money to go to the basement, but you don't have to. In that place, it's just, it don't matter where you are in there, man. It roars in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sitting in a bar. We met everybody, and there's a bar / restaurant in the front there to your left when you walk in. And I was sitting there at the table as all of us were talking, and I just pulled a meter out of my pocket and sat it on the table, and you could watch it go off just as we're sitting there in that bar. It was crazy. And that was just during the day. I mean,
Yeah.
I had this inkling, hey, maybe let's see what happens. I'm in a haunted hotel. Turn it on. That was kind of fun, and everybody's like, well, there was 2 women there. I think they were nurses or nursing assistants or maybe students or something.
Yeah.
And their eyes just went wink, like just huge, just looking at that meter. And I'm like, everybody turn your phones off so we can rule it out as being a phone.
Yeah.
And so we all did. It was not a phone. If that meter still just kept blinking into the red.
What is your favorite place that you have investigated?
I'd have to say Carlos Avery. It's a challenge, to go out there because it's so huge, and there's 2 parts to it in 2 different cities. So the second part we were in, I actually used to be a tow driver, and I had towed a car that had a dead body in it from a parking lot. We've been trying to see if maybe they want to talk, tell us how they got there. I never got the person's name. It was just a van that I towed. And of course the coroner had already come and they took out the body and everything. All I had was the car. But they say sometimes when you find a body in a car, they smell or whatever. There was nothing there. They must have found it fresh. I mean, but to be fair, there's people that walk their dogs there constantly and stuff,
Yeah.
and lots of hunters going in and out of there all the time. So because of that, I think that's why they found it right away. And it was right around fall when I went and got the vehicle.
Yeah.
And then there was
If you put your phone on airplane mode, it
Yep,
will.
that's true. That's pretty much what we all did in Palmer. That was what we basically did to try to get it so that there was no internet, nothing interfering.
Yeah.
I did, however, tow another vehicle. I actually there was a crispy body in it when I towed the vehicle, and it was on fire. And the guy was screaming and whatnot.
Yeah.
I want to go back there and investigate it.
Yeah.
I know it kind of maybe sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But I want his story told, because I don't understand why a guy would driving a Buick LeSabre would want to drive headlong into a big old giant work truck and burst into flames. I just don't see why. What would drive someone to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know maybe some people kind of look down on me for it, but it's like, I just want to let them know I tried to save them and I couldn't.
Yeah. That's what I like to do. I like to try to get people's stories out there, and maybe we can change some kind of history about something other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I mean, not change like history, but change the history of something actually happened by accident, you know?
Mm-hmm. I wish Aaron was here right now, because he'd tell you what the road is. But there's this road where we go down, and it's haunted. And if you say, B word, I have your kids, it is said that this spirit will come and attack you. I didn't do that because I thought that was kind of an immoral thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you can provoke a spirit without being vulgar, you know, I think.
Yeah.
And we never really had a whole lot happen on that road, but it was like, I don't even know how to tell you
Yeah.
the feeling. You know, them roads that you were going down one night, you and your friend, I believe John is his name.
Me and my dad and Joseph rode.
Yeah, Joseph, that's it. I'm sorry, Joseph. I have a hard time remembering names. I apologize. When you guys were showing like that cabin up on the hill and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you were driving, and you guys were, and it's like a, I guess, abandoned cabin or something.
Yeah, it's a hunting club that they have rented, like leased all that land.
Mm-hmm.
And you never see anybody up there no more. They left the light on, left the Christmas tree in the window and everything.
Yeah, I bet you they got sight of a cryptid or some weird thing like that and went, nope, I'm out.
Well, see, that's the road that they found all them 18 bodies on that we do.
Ooh. So they could have activity, and
it ain't probably about a mile, not even a mile from where it's at, maybe 2/10 of a mile from where they found the bodies at.
Oh, so that's close enough.
Yeah, that bridge that we do and Peggy's house on that same road, it's right there. We think Peggy's house that we do is where all the spirits is gathering up, because they didn't use that as their living quarters.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
There could be a portal there too.
Yeah, that's what we're working on figuring out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what's interesting is like, I was watching you guys investigate and stuff like that. I was very intrigued. You know, I hope to come down there someday. I think that'd be amazing, just to come down there and,
oh yeah,
you know, come and see the sights with you guys, because you guys have a little more history than we do up here.
Yeah, we'd be more glad to have you come down here. That's for sure.
Oh heck yeah! I'll bring my equipment and we'll hook it up.
Well, like that, like I say, no, that bridge
Mm-hmm.
is off the hook. Sometimes we do get something, and sometimes it's real dead. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe a K2 might go off once or twice, cat ball might go off once or twice, and that's it. But that night when my cousin Shasta came with us, and she does draw energy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And when she went with us into Peggy's house that night, that little phasma box that she used, it was crazy. It was dead accurate. It told us the physical address of that place, which it never had nothing since the 50s.
Oh,
And
wow.
and she looked it up on her phone, and it gave us the property line where it was up for sale back in the pandemic area.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. See, you don't get no better evidence than that.
you can't. It literally gave us right where we was sitting at. That was the address. I can't remember.
Wow.
10, 20 something. I don't know what it was.
That's like profound though. Like if it can tell you, well, I've had them say my name and I never had heard anybody. We purposely don't say each other's names because I tell, it's part of the whole let them figure it out thing. Let's see what they know.
Yeah.
And I've had them call my name out on the spirit box.
Yeah.
You know, I have an SB11 and I've had them. I ask them, okay, what's my name?
Yeah.
You know, just to see what kind of connection do we have here, or who are we talking to? And
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, it sends shivers right up my spine sometimes when they say my name, and I'm like, oh, how'd you know that? I didn't tell you. You know?
Yeah, that would be a little spooky there.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy out there sometimes. It's like you think you can explain something, but then they show you how much you don't really know.
Yeah.
At times, you know.
Yeah. Johnson,
And
someone was talking people into Peggy's house to kill them. Yeah, it could be. Could be. And also that thing where it was so accurate. Joseph was upstairs in that old cabin. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually fussing because somebody was tearing down the boards and stuff like that in the house.
Oh, they're damaging it?
Yeah. I don't know if you was watching that show or not. But
I might not have been on at that time. I work odd hours, so
he came down the steps fussing because he found out that we was seeing stuff that wasn't there the last time we was there.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin just had got that thing started up and everything, just got the app loaded down and everything. And it just come on, it started talking, saying some random stuff. He come down them steps, he was mad, he was fussing. And that thing literally told him, say, shut up. Don't worry about it. It's already taken care of.
Oh, yeah, they probably terrorized the person doing it or something.
Yeah. So if they took anything home with them, they took something else home with them.
Yep. Yeah, you that's the thing, you know, we have a rule with Nightwatch. We take nothing and we leave nothing.
Yeah.
Now, if the owner of the property came up and said, hey, if you want that, take it, I probably still wouldn't take it.
I don't think I would either.
You know, it's too much of an attachment. Like, I don't want that.
I've got nothing problem.
I mean, my house is over 100 years old that I live in right now.
Yeah.
And it's peaceful as peaceful gets here. I don't want to stir it up. You know?
Yeah.
I don't need to be stirring none of that up. And so, and you know, there's a rich history up here where I live. There's actually mines up here where I can go in and investigate. And so I'm hoping, like I said, I want to get Aaron up here because there's some really cool places up here I think he's going to really love, because when I took a meter over here, there's a mine not even 4 blocks away from here right now. There's a mine shaft right in the middle of town here. And it lit up my meter like a Christmas tree.
Oh,
I mean, it was just crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was great. And there's other mines here, you know, like the Sudan mine. they actually do tours, and they encourage investigators to come in and, do their thing. Well, I'm trying to get hooked up with the curator up there and let them actually let just us do an investigation and see,
Yeah.
like if I can get in with people, networking,
Yeah.
and see if I can get us in there. I met a few others. There's a curator over here of the mine I was just talking about earlier, and they're actually willing to let us in the summer.
Yeah. That's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah, I mean, you can still see when you walk in.
Um, Buddy
Go ahead.
says great show with great guests. Got to turn in back to the woods in the morning. Yeah, he's gonna be hunting again in the morning.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
he's been he's been coming in on my shows every day. I work with him anyway, so
Hmm.
he's a pretty good guy. I like him.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Sounds like a good fella.
yeah, he really is. I really enjoyed being around when he comes around and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
there's, like I said, maybe you'd like to come up here,
oh, I would. I want to come
you
up there
know.
for the game.
Yeah, I mean, Palmer House got
Yeah.
we got we got the Wabasha caves. Um, the one cave that Aaron did not want to find though, we found, and that was the Satanic Cave. That used to, when I was a kid, that used to be open. We could walk right in there and walk right up to the altar and do whatever we wanted to do in there, I mean, but none of us really thought anything of it, like everybody else would always talk about mysterious things that they had happen there to them and
Yeah.
things like that. I never, honestly, it was just a cave to me with a whole bunch of scribbles on it, I mean,
Yeah.
they had symbols and whatnots that I didn't know at the time what they were till, I studied later and realized what satanic symbols are and how to recognize when someone's done a ritual in a place,
Yeah.
things like that, and but when you're just blindly walking in and you don't have an idea or clue of what you're looking at, you're like, whatever. And you just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And right over here by our Catholic cathedral, there's actually a haunted train tunnel that goes underneath it.
Oh.
So I
Y'all,
mean, there's places here.
y'all,
If you want to see them, they're here.
y'all got some interesting stuff up there.
Oh yeah, so do you. I mean, I'd love to go down. You guys got so much history.
Yeah.
Especially like Civil War type stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much history there, and I'll bet you guys probably don't even maybe know a quarter of it.
No, we don't really, to be honest with you. Hey there, buddy.
How's it going?
Yeah, I just accidentally run up on them Civil War graves that we found the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The Revolutionary War guy. I knowed it was down there, but I never did pay attention when we do our investigation from John Martin's area.
Mm-hmm.
But now I got to do research on this other guy. I don't know nothing about him or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to trying to find some stuff about him and start doing a little bit more there at that area.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I was telling you guys the other night, we have over here in Buffalo, Minnesota, we have there's the Dustin massacre site,
Yeah,
Dustin family massacre. It was actually a rival tribe that came in and killed them,
yeah,
but Littlefoot or Crowfoot or whatever his name was, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Um, actually got killed in front of his kid.
oh,
Shot dead while picking blueberries. I mean, there's just so much tragic history everywhere.
yeah,
And then also you got your what do they call them? Indian Wars or whatever. There's oh gosh, we got all kinds of war veterans up here too. I mean, just if you look, oh, by the way, Aaron and I actually found the grave sites of the Dustin family.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And the only problem is that you can't actually go where the massacre happened because it's on a farmer's land.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They won't let you in there.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, look up the Charlie Lawson murder here in North Carolina.
Okay.
That's my family.
Oh.
Charlie Lawson killed all his family except for one. He sent him to the store to get some shotgun shells because they was going to go hunt. Huh. He came back and saw his whole family murdered.
What a tragedy.
On Christmas morning day.
Worse.
Yeah. Check that out. It's on
Charlie
YouTube.
Lawson?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, man. You talking about something give you chills up your back. They give you chills.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they don't know what happened to him. They don't know why it happened. They don't know if he actually went crazy or something just triggered. He did get hit in the head with an axe. He did get kicked in the head by a mule. I think it was Christmas Day, 1929 when it happened.
Oh, my. That's right around when my house was built. Well, this is actually 1922.
Yeah.
So it's actually 100 years old now.
Yeah, give that a check out one time. You'll be like, God, I can't wait to get to North Carolina. Because I know where the grave is. Well, I don't know exactly, but I can get us to it. And we're trying to work on getting where they prepare the bodies for the funeral. But it's going to be a while for that.
So you're related to him?
Yeah, that's on my mama's side. That'd be like my third cousins, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Third or fourth cousin, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, I told you about my sister.
Yeah.
And just to elaborate a little bit, I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. I'm sorry if it bothers you a little bit, but when we were sitting around a campfire and I told you I heard her voice for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
How I heard it was my mom was sitting there with me and she asked my sister to talk and she did. She said, "Hi, Mommy, it's me."
Shit.
I mean, there was no mistaking it.
Yeah.
And I didn't record it because it was such a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
But it was also validating in a way.
Yeah.
Because people sit there and say we're chasing ghosts, but we're not really doing anything. Well, I beg to differ. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And it's different when you can get it to be a personal level for you. Because and this is just my opinion, and I'm sure everybody else will have theirs too, and that's okay. But in my opinion, it validated because I can confirm the history, and I know I still remember to this day what her voice sounded like.
Yeah.
I knew it to a T. Like when I heard it, my eyes got big, and then I was just listening to my mom talk to her.
Yeah.
And that was also a healing, I think, experience from my mother.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways, because she had, being a parent and your child gets murdered, kidnapped and murdered, that leaves a scar, man.
I imagine it does.
Yeah, and I think because ever since then, after I did that for her, she has changed.
Yeah.
Because she had turned into an alcoholic after that and whatever else, things get crazy.
We have helped a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take us a quick break right quick so I can get me something to drink, and we'll be back probably about 3 to 5 minutes.
All right.
And we'll wrap her up a little bit. But
Okay.
I thank you a lot for coming on, man. It is awesome show.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor.
You are an interesting person.
Thank you.
You are an interesting person.
Thank you, brother.
We'll be right back, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Rising up like the moon, elevating the mood, uplifting attitudes, cause that's what we choose to do. And I don't know about you, but there's enough negativity going around with plenty room to improve. Yeah, sometimes we collide with stress and negativity. We always let it slide. It's an elevated vibe, so fly. We touch the sky every time we ride. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Now roll back time. Tell me what you find. You're gonna see the same sucker MCs on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter when it's do or die time. That's when this crew is inclined to go prime time. From day one straight till it's done. But you all know full well that we only just begun. Yeah. We stick together, one for all for one. When it gets heavy, no we don't cut and run. Crazy thinking about the places that we've been. Now I could tell you stories that'll make your head spin. But like I said, straight, thick or thin, there's so many memories giving me silly grins. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies, yo, I love this crew. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies, yo, I love this crew. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive, you know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die.
Welcome back, everybody. See what we got here. Have enjoyed listening to you guys. I'm an investigator in Florida. That's cool.
Rock on. Florida's got some history to her.
Oh yeah, we getting ready to be going down there next year around October. Me and my wife going on a cruise sometime in that month.
Yeah, you get down to like the major city areas and stuff. I don't think there's a corner you can't find in that place that's going to have something.
Yeah, we're going to be going to, I think, Fort Lauderdale, I think. So, I don't know. I want to take my equipment with me, but I don't think they'll let me have it on the ship.
Well, I mean, they might.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it in your pocket and ask politely, can I use it? You know?
Yeah, when we get off and go to the Bahamas and walk around and stuff, God, can you imagine some stuff might happen there and all that?
Well, I mean, you know, that's where the pirates and stuff like that, that's where they all had little islands and stuff like that out there. If you could somehow get the history of like maybe where some of them were, you might be just standing where bad things happened,
Yeah. Well, I got a few more questions for you, buddy.
Sure.
I can't remember if I asked you this, but what was your favorite investigation and why?
Like I said, Carlos Avery. I really like that place. It just never stops giving, and there's more and more history. We're even finding, well, when I was a kid out there, okay, we always heard rumors that the biker gangs were burying dead people out there, that there's a lot of holes in Carlos Avery and a lot of dead people filling them,
Yeah.
things like that. And there is a woman, she was beaten to death and burned alive beaten up and burned alive out there. That's actually documented.
Yeah.
Barbara Provost, I believe her name is. And there's several other people. There was a pair of brothers. I can't remember their darn name right now. It eludes me.
Yeah.
They got in a shootout with the state patrol over here. And so, and the Okasik brothers, that's who they are. And them boys, this was back in the 50s when they got in that gun battle. And we've actually spoken to them.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, yeah, it's just insane, some of the things. And it just keeps revealing itself more and more. Like I said, it's kind of like just keeps giving,
That's interesting. Yeah. Do you like to do cemeteries or houses, or do you like to do just both of them, or it don't really matter?
I just love to investigate. I
Yeah.
think it shouldn't matter where I am.
Yeah.
All I want to know is I want to see if I can discover the history for myself and maybe confirm it later.
Yeah.
Or even if I can't confirm it, whatever they told me, I'm going to take them at their word. I mean,
Yeah.
they were there, I wasn't.
Yeah. That's like me. I do like buildings and stuff, but I think I prefer cemetery because I know that you got more spirits there to communicate with, and if you had a certain grave, it don't matter that you might not even be talking to that same person. You might be talking to somebody else. You never know.
I mean, I've accidentally run into relatives' graves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all over out here. I mean, it's kind of crazy how it works out,
Yeah.
Because I'm related to the Baileys, I'm related to the Maus, I'm related to all kinds of people, Johnsons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy out here.
Yeah.
How small the world really is.
Yeah.
And you can. I even found an old friend that I didn't know was dead. Going into cemeteries, thinking, "Oh, I'm going to investigate," and all of a sudden, "Oh, wait a minute, I think I know that guy."
Oh, yeah, I like cemeteries a little more than I do buildings, but I'm a big history person. I love history, and if I can find me a good building that's got a lot of history from the past, mainly the Civil War. I'm a Civil War nut. I love that era.
And there's so many treasures to find from that era.
Yes, and to help get stories out there and try to find out more answers to that era. That's what I like to do.
Do you ever take like a metal detector out or anything?
I do, but around here, there's a lot of people really particular letting you go on their land because if you find something else, they'll want everything. They don't want to share it. They want you to do all the hunting, but they want everything that you found.
Well, honestly, I'd just be honored to do the hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can't do that up here like you can,
But sometimes people won't let you on their land. That's the biggest problem. They just will not let you do it.
Well, don't take this the wrong way, but you Southerners are kind of particular about your people. And
Yeah.
you're if you're on somebody's land, you better hope you ain't got a shotgun coming, because some of them will.
That's the reason why I don't particularly like going in these old abandoned houses.
Mhm.
If they got that purple paint on the wall, on the trees around, you better not cross that purple paint.
Yeah.
No posted sign don't mean a hill of beans.
No. They'll
It's
just.
that purple paint is what gets you.
Yep.
Because
They shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, because you walk past them paint things when they got them on trees, and if you walk past it, you better be looking around because that's invading their territory. Because there's people still doing moonshine around here. I mean, I know they are. I mean, you can't deny it. That's one of the biggest things down around in this area. A lot of gangs and stuff. You know, you don't want to get mixed up, and that's like getting in a hornet's nest. You know,
Yeah, you're just asking for it.
Yeah, so I like to keep me still alive and
Well,
keep doing
yeah.
what I want to do, and I can't do it when I'm dead.
Well, that's just it. Then I'll be investigating you and asking you questions.
Yeah, I'll be like, turn around and get gone.
I'll come find you. I promise, brother. If I die first, come investigate me. I'll try my best to let you know. We'll see if I can manifest.
Do you believe in that the spirits move from place to place? Like like if you investigated a house and you must go to another house 10 miles away, do you think that spirit follows you there, or?
I don't really think they're bound, like some people try to say.
Yeah.
At least not all of them, anyways. Maybe some are, because maybe they're more of like a memory imprint in time. Unintelligent ones, but I think the intelligent ones, I think they're very aware that they can go anywhere they want to.
No.
Because people don't die in cemeteries normally.
Yeah.
But yet they're there, aren't they? And then if you go to their house where they died, or the site where they died, or wherever, or maybe somewhere they loved, you might run into them again. Well, how does that happen? I would think that they can kind of be wherever they want to be at that time.
Yeah.
The intelligent ones, not the memories, but the intelligent ones. I believe they can do what they want.
Let's see. When we go to John Martin's grave, it's just not even, I don't know, about 2,000 yards away from the house.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not down there at the grave, they're up there at the house. We go up there to the rock house and we can communicate.
Yeah.
And if we stop up there first at the house and if we can't get nothing out there, we go down to the grave and everything be lighting up like a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
One night we went to the house, didn't get nothing. We went down to the graveyard and started there. And Joseph, he came over because he lives probably in just spitting distance through the woods. I mean, you can throw a rock and hit the side of his house where we was at the grave. And when we got started, he came across the road and got with us. I said, okay, we can, I believe we'll get something there. It just had come out of a storm. The power was out over there. I mean, it was dark. If you didn't have a flashlight, you wouldn't see nothing. I was telling him, I said, I think some of the rocks that fell off the house there. He got upset because he let his guard down because he normally keeps check over there.
Mm-hmm.
So he walked up to the house, but then he realized that he couldn't see nothing because they didn't have no lights. Because at the rock house, they got 2 big night lights shining on the ruins there,
Yeah.
And when the power's out, they ain't working. He come back wearing it. Before he come back across the road, he got to the ditch. And I had my camera shining on the tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the camera, reading chats. And by the time I stood up like that, my dad was behind me standing at the tree. And when I stood up, that was a gust of wind came to my left and just about knocked me plumb over.
Oh, man.
And I asked my dad, I said, did you feel that? He said, no. I mean, he was standing about that far from me and he didn't feel nothing. And it like to blow me out of my shoes.
Whoa.
Yes, I don't know.
Someone was trying to let you know they were there.
I till this day, man, I don't know. I would swear on a Bible, and that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to make people to believe that, but I tell you, man, it was crazy. That was my first experience of that type of force. I don't know if I was standing in a portal and they was like coming out, you know, like they was running down the road, because where it was right there next to their driveway area.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured they might be coming, like he's racing on his horse going to his troops or something, or going to get ready to go to the battle or something.
That could very well be.
And
I
I figured
mean,
I was standing in front of the portal where he came out at.
yeah, because I mean, we were sitting at a cemetery, Aaron and I. It was just me and him. And I was probably 30, 40 feet away from him. And he turned around to talk to me about something and asked me where I was. And then all of a sudden, something grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
And I could physically see him pull away from it. Because he had got my attention. He said, where you at? And I'm way over here. And then that was when he was like, okay, something just grabbed me. You know, I'm like, well, you know. And there was another cemetery, Foster Cemetery, just Foster Cemetery. And that place is in New Young America or some darn thing like that.
Yeah.
That place, I saw a little blue boy run across the graveyard and hide behind a headstone. But I was so enamored by seeing what I saw.
Yeah.
No picture.
Yeah.
I had my camera in my hand. I did not take one. I was just like,
You was amazed by what you saw.
yeah, well, I wasn't expecting it. You know, like I didn't know what to do or say or not. I just, wow.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, memory is great, but get a picture, dummy.
Yeah, and that's the way it was when I was when me and my dad was at the family cemetery. My dad just had got out of the hospital, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to get him back in slowly at the paranormal, you know. I didn't want to rush him in all at once, but he was had to go up to the truck and stand up against the truck because he couldn't stand there no longer. I mean, he was actually getting weak and everything. And
yeah.
So
Is he doing better now?
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
He's getting better. He stood at the truck, and I was standing in front of my grandparents' grave.
Mm-hmm.
And my truck would say it was on the right side of me. It wasn't about not even 10 yards away from me, if that. And he was just standing there waiting on me because he was getting ready to go. It was getting a little chilly out there. It was, you know, it's like at 12 o'clock at night. And I think he was coughing, but he said he didn't cough. But when he coughed second time, because I asked him, I said, was that you coughing? He said, no, but he did it, and it didn't sound like what I heard. And I don't know if I caught it on my camera because I was actually live that night. And I looked, like I said, again, I looked at the camera, and by the time I stood up, and I seen something or white standing right beside of me, probably about shoulder height to me. It's like had like a white sheet all over him. I mean, you know, that's how white it was.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I turned around, it was gone. I mean, just like it. And then it started warming up where I was at. It was cold when it was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had hair standing on my arms, on my legs, on my head, and everything. I mean, it was literally crazy that night.
Yeah, so your body knew, hey, there's somebody here.
Yeah, it literally knowed something that was there, but I couldn't get nothing around because it actually had me like focus in front of me. But I did see it, but I couldn't like turn my head, you know, until when I finally got the urge to got my abilities up where I can turn, it was gone.
Yeah, that's the thing of it too, you know, is sometimes you'll go, all right, I see you. I don't know if I want to face you yet, but I
Yeah.
see you. You know what I mean?
It was about shoulder height, standing beside of me. Just I could reach out and touch it, but I couldn't get my arms up. You know, it was just like right here. I just couldn't reach out there.
Yeah, you kind of freeze a little bit. It's
Yeah,
just a natural reaction because you want to observe and you want to make sure everything is okay.
yeah. And I don't know which way it ran. I don't know if it went that way or back towards behind me. But you can go there. You can hear like women talking behind us. There
Really?
is houses up there, but there it ain't no but a cow pasture, growed up cow pasture. Pine trees is done took over.
Hmm.
And you can actually hear women talking, just
That's
like we are right
amazing.
here.
Wow.
And I still yet got to hear a baby crying because my grandma always said, well, I think my mama told me too, that there's a woman threw the baby in the bush in the bee's nest because she got tired of hearing it crying.
Oh.
Yeah, but I still yet got to hear that.
Hmm. Yeah, we got legends up here too.
Yeah.
Um, Aaron likes to joke and say that, maybe I'll bring in a Bigfoot with my big old beard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of my other friends like to call me Bigfoot sometimes too. And, you know, but
Right.
being up here where I live now, I'm looking. I want to see if I can see him
Yeah.
because there's people up here I've already met. They say, I've seen your YouTube. I know who you are. I've seen them.
Oh,
And
really?
they start telling me their story
Uh,
and stuff like that. So I mean, there's things going on,
yeah.
and I want to take a peek. I want to take a look and see if I can confirm it or not. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe I'll be chasing my tail, but I should be having fun doing it.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about going to investigate the Bermuda Triangle?
Um, as long as I'm guaranteed to come back, I'll go. I'll
Right.
investigate anywhere. I don't care. You could tell me that dang ghost is an axe murderer. I'm still going in there. You want to know why? Because I firmly believe that there's always a way to debunk something.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know there's spirits, I know there's things around, but sometimes I think there's a little bit more going on to it. There's a little more to the story than what people are telling you,
Oh yeah. You're right about that. That's for sure.
and okay, so if it's an axe murder and I don't come back out, now you got to investigate me
Yeah.
because I'm
Well,
going to tell you who it is.
I think that I would love to go to investigate the Bermuda, but thing is, I think they need to tie a rope to me and send me out in case something happens. They can pull me back from with the rope
Yeah.
out to a tree or something. They're there in Florida or somewhere.
Well, we won't be flying as long as if we show up in a boat,
Yeah.
you got more of a chance of getting out of there than you do with a plane. When you'll come out on that boat, who knows?
Ain't no telling where you end up at.
Yeah, I mean, well, they got Navy stories,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And if
Yeah.
the Navy's scared to go in there, I don't know if I'm gonna make it going in there. But I'll tell you what, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get up a team to go with me. That's. I'm trying to find out who I need to take with me on the team and not just leave me to help get me out there too.
Well, no, we gotta help each other out. That's the thing about a team, too. I've noticed like some people are very aloof and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but Aaron and I were always checking on each other and stuff like that. And I hope that when I investigate with others, which I'm sure I will, because I know he will,
Yeah.
because we like to collab with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
We try to keep it together, but sometimes that isn't possible, and I found out there is a paranormal group up here where I am.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing some little networking, that way too. But when you're on a team, you got to back each other up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't walk in and be like, okay, I'm going to do my thing, you do your thing, and screw you, I'm not going to watch. You know, because what if you twist an ankle or something? I got to be there to get you out.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. We might be in a remote location or, you know, somewhere where it's already hard to get to and from.
Yeah. We like I said though, we getting ready to do an airplane crash. We got to
Oh,
hike
yeah.
in about a mile and hike out about a mile.
Oh,
Up on top of the mountain.
well, I'm up here right now, literally only 3 miles away from a plane crash where Senator Paul Wellstone crashed his plane up here.
I don't know who. I don't know if anybody's famous on this one, but the pilot was intoxicated with alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
flying in a bad weather condition. He probably would have missed the mountain if he would have pulled up, but he hit the trees.
Oh,
Crashed in the mountains.
dang.
I think it was 2 people got killed, 2 or 3. Pilot was one of them, and I can't remember who all else was got killed. It's like 2 or 3 got killed in a 20-seat airplane or something like that.
Huh. You know, there's so many tragic things in the world that happens too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost impossible not to find somewhere to investigate now because, you know, we got so much rich history,
Yeah.
you know, with the way America's aging now,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that. We got more history now than we used to
Yeah.
way back when. You know, another place that comes to mind, I want to go to the Money Pit
Yeah.
out there. Do you know where that is?
Not really, but I've
Oak
heard
Island. Oak Island is out there.
Okay.
There was a lot of soldiers and things like that that went through, and people have died out there.
Yeah.
I always see them have like metal detectors, and they're always finding historical artifacts and things like that.
Yeah.
Who's to say there ain't you know some kind of activity?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I never seen anybody investigate it. Why didn't I mean even like a famous guy like Zach Baggins, for example? You'd think he would gravitate toward a place like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, be like, I'm the first one that ever did this. I'm cracking it open.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we all want that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we always want to discover something nobody ever put out there before, and we want to be the first and foremost guy that puts it out.
Yeah.
I never see anybody go in places like that. Never.
Yeah.
And with the tragedy, like we have the Milford mine up here. You know, 40 men lost their lives in a flooded tunnel because they got their tunnel too close to a lake and all of a sudden sploosh.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody died underwater. I mean, we went there. I didn't find anything. You can't get in the mine because they caved it all in
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the linemen that would lower all the guys down, it was a magnesium mine, by the way. When they would lower them down, they had this bell with a rope on it.
Yeah.
He tied the rope to his ankle to dive down and save people.
Yeah.
And they found him dead down there with that rope still around his ankle. Just crazy things like that. Like I said, there's tragedy everywhere if you look.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a little mischievous, I suppose. But it's just the truth, you know. Life is just harsh, and there's so much going on all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in places where I picked up a helmet thinking, you know, I was helping the police clean up a accident scene, and I already had the motorcycle up on the truck, and you know, there's a head in there. Didn't know that until I picked it up.
Yeah. Let's see. What is your favorite piece of equipment that you would grab if you had to grab real fast to get out of the truck?
I would have to say it would probably be my K2.
Yeah.
That thing is pretty much the first telltale sign of anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the easiest way I can turn it into a yes no box.
Yeah.
You know, and all kinds of things like that. I mean, it's such a useful tool, you know, for such a simple little thing.
Yeah.
I think my second one would be the SB11 though.
Yeah.
Between those two, I mean, that's, you know, kind of my favorite go-tos.
Yeah.
I've tried we have an SLS camera, and they like to mess with the more fancier equipment that you put out there. I think that causes a curiosity because like things that normally they were working when we left. We
Yeah.
tested them first, and we get there, and all of a sudden nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think just to mock him, Aaron was setting up the SLS camera one day, and when we were in Ramsey Foster, and he was setting everything up. We were going to do this big production thing and everything, and all of a sudden his SLS he could not get it to work. His laptop acted up and everything. He just could not get it, and all of a sudden he looks up, and his camera's pointed right at him.
Hmm.
It wasn't when he started. He had it pointed out into the field where he was going to do his investigation at. All of a sudden it's pointed at him, and he's just like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know, like, to
That's
see him talk, you know, I mean, to see his face when he was talking to me that day, I mean, I would love to say, "Oh, he's making it up," but I know Aaron. He
yeah.
don't spook. You know what I mean? And he got excited. He's like, "Look at this."
Yeah. Uh, where would you in the whole world? Where would you like to go to investigate? What would be your main bucket list?
Any castle in Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
I would love to go to Germany and just head into a castle because they say they're all haunted.
Yeah.
I mean, tragedy happened in all of them.
I like to go to uh let's see. I want to go to Germany also, but I want to go to the my dad's got pictures up when he was stationed over there.
Hmm.
Hitler's house.
Oh, which one?
I don't know which one it was. All I know is a house.
Because
But
there's the big mansion, and then they got the country cottage.
I think this was like in the city part.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yep.
It's my dad was stationed over there around Frankfurt,
Hmm.
Kingston, or something like that. And one of Hitler's house was there. And I would
Okay.
like to go there and see if I can't figure out something like that, you know?
Yeah, talk to somebody. You know, another thing over there too is like to travel to maybe a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And I know probably going to get hated for that, but I would like to tell the story from their side.
Yes.
Not be on the outside looking in and just see the camera footage and have people explain it from their point of view. I want the people to tell me what they felt.
That went through that process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Those are the people that would really be able to tell you what actually went on in there.
Exactly right. Exactly right. That's like I said though, that's where I would like to go.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah,
like
Germany's got a rich history. I love that place.
yeah.
I mean, there isn't a thing you can do there that, you know, because there was a war there. There's,
Yeah.
well, many actually. If you go to the Prussian side, you know,
Yeah.
the Prussians were always at war with somebody, mostly Russia, but, you know, they fought with others too.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much all of Europe, really, as a whole, has so much history because that's kind of where we come from.
Yeah.
You know, that's our birthplace, kind of. You know, they have ancient castles there. They have ruins there that are older than anything we have here.
Yeah.
and I would love to find a Roman fort somewhere and go through that once.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they have tunnels all throughout underneath every major city out there and everything like that. There's a history down there too.
Yeah,
I mean, that brings up another one. What about a bunker?
yeah, that would be cool.
Like an old German bunker like they had over where Hitler supposedly killed himself over in
Yeah,
Berlin there.
yeah.
I know they caved in a lot of stuff,
I
but they caved in a lot of it.
yeah. I wonder if you can go under the city. I think it's in France where they had all that underground tunnels.
Oh yeah,
Where they had all them, where they put the people that had some
the
kind of
catacombs.
yeah, where they go in there and they had like a little rooms with a red light. You can go in there and get satisfied and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure. You know what? They used to be open to the public, but I heard that because of damage that people were doing, they've been closing catacombs.
Yeah,
So if you find somebody a little off the radar, they'll take you down there.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Just remember, you might not come back if you don't be careful.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Run up on Jack the Ripper or something.
Oh, yeah, that's something. I mean, the worst part about it, though, is you'll get that anywhere.
Yeah,
There's sick people everywhere. I mean,
right.
prime example, Iowa. When I say Iowa, nobody thinks of axe murderer,
Yeah,
but yet they got that house down there. You can go in there and an axe. 5 people were killed by
yeah.
an axe murderer.
I got
Nobody.
a. I
What's that?
would. I would like to go out towards California area where, back in the 88, 89, 90, somewhere like that, where them 2 boys killed their parents.
Oh, yeah. They had that big trial.
Yeah, the Hindell boys. What I can't say their
Mhm.
last name, but I got a basketball card with them 2 pictured on it.
Really?
Yes, that is a popular card.
Hmm.
People are paying top money for that card. I've got
Oh.
3.
Man.
It used to be like a $5 card. Now it's up in the hundreds.
Wow. I thought my Edger and James piece of the football card
Yeah,
was good,
It's and that's how they caught them. They went to the basketball game, and the dude just so happened to take that picture, and somebody
Mhm.
recognized him.
Huh.
Yeah, that
Dang.
was that was
And
really that was off the hook.
there's so many weird things. Like you go through LA. When I was down in LA, that place is different. And I don't mean that in the sense where, oh, it's just different because it's LA. No, I mean like there's activity and then there's still things going on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you could be walking there and something will happen. Like I heard a voice out there when I stayed in a motel. Someone called my name. And when I went out looking, all I found outside was 2 hookers.
yeah.
And neither one of them knew who I was.
Oh man.
And, I thought somebody was playing a joke. But no, I mean, there's things that happen out everywhere. Like even, like you say, California, I mean, gold rush.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. Go find an old mine shaft or like an old campsite or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could go out there and just start pounding them hills. We'll find something.
Yeah. You're right.
Out in Montana, I believe it is, they have ghost towns you can stay the night in.
Yeah. I would like to go do that.
Yeah. I mean,
I want to go do Stanley Hotel.
oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
I want to go and at least have an experience there. If I can't stay there all night, but I'll at least have my experience.
Yeah.
You know, I've been reading a lot of books about that place and the Bell Witch in Tennessee. I've been reading a lot about that place, which we studied that when we was in school here. So, yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to have to hurry up and get off of here, man. I got to get up and go to work in the morning.
Alrighty, brother. You have a good one.
You too, man. I really appreciate you coming on. You're really interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
If you can, would you like to come back sometime or another? And
Absolutely, anytime. You just let me know, and I will come on.
Man, you like I said, you're interesting. You got some cool stories to tell.
Thank you.
And I would like to hear some more stories about your funeral home house.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of them.
That'll be a trip sitting and listen to that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got some things going on yet, and maybe I'll have another experience up here. You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a good investigation up here somewhere.
Yeah.
Be able to talk to you about that.
Like I said, though, you're one of my exciting guests I've had so far. I mean, I've had 3 or 4. Like Vicky, she's been excited too because she's had a lot of experience, over 40 something years in the field, you know. And when Aaron was on here, I like to listen to his stories back when he was in the school there when he was growing up, where they played on people and stuff. God, he had me rolling that night.
Oh yeah, Aaron's an awesome guy. Known him for years.
You know, just different people, different stories that they have. I mean, most time they are about similar, especially in the ghost story part of it. But you're the only one I ever heard that lived in a funeral home. Oh yeah, you're the first one I ever heard of that.
Yeah, it's not too often you hear somebody say, "I lived in a funeral home," and someone was murdered in my living room.
Yeah, because there's a church over here, an old timey white church. They turned into a house. People lives in it. It looks weird, but people lives in it.
Wow.
They still got the stained glass windows and the arch windows in the front, the long, and it's got that pointed part at the top of it. Huh. I don't know what that's dated back to. I know it's got like a old timey store light in front of it as a night light.
That's awesome.
But I appreciate it, man. And I thank you a lot. Yeah. And I will try to get you back on as soon as possible.
All righty, man. You have a good one, brother.
All right. You too. Appreciate it.
See ya.
See you.
You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Rising up like the moon, elevating the mood, uplifting attitudes, cause that's what we choose to do. And I don't know about you, but there's enough negativity going around with plenty room to improve. Yeah, sometimes we collide with stress and negativity. We always let it slide. It's an elevated vibe, so fly. We touch the sky every time we ride. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. From day one till it's done, do or die, me and you. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew. Got props non-stop and mad love for you. Now roll back time. Tell me what you find. You're gonna see the same sucker MCs on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter when it's do or die time. That's when this crew is inclined to go prime time. From day one straight till it's done. But you all know full well that we only just begun. We stick together, one for all for one. When it gets heavy, no we don't cut and run. crazy thinking about the places that we've been. Yo, I could tell you stories that'll make your head spin. But like I said, straight, thick, or thin, there's so many memories giving me silly grins. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew. So please allow me to introduce to you my one and only homies. Yo, I love this crew. Big up to this crew. Yeah, we like to keep it positive. You know how we do. Big up to this crew from day one.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. And I just want to say thank everybody for coming into the chat tonight. I just want to say thanks to Neal. He has been a awesome investigator. I mean, he tells some good stories. He's got some good stories. He has been an awesome guest for us tonight, and I do want to say thanks to him and his amazing team that he does with Aaron and everything like that. And we will be having him coming back on soon. And it's just crazy how we all can connect to each other through the paranormal, and we all can tell about the same amount of stories and same type of stories, but every once in a while you'll get somebody that's got a little bit more interesting stories, like he did when he's told about that he lived in that funeral home. That was interesting, and I don't know what else to say about that. That was so cool. Thanks everybody for coming in, Matt and Ted from Off the Hook, and Vicky and my buddy Dwayne. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank y'all a lot, and y'all have a good rest of y'all's night, and I will see y'all Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our Thanksgiving history /show. We are doing it as a Victorian era, how it became a national holiday for the U.S. and stuff like that. So it's not a very big show, so it probably won't last about an hour, if that, hour and a half. And then Sunday nights, always 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I post it on Facebook. We'll go like 30 minutes earlier sometimes. So thank y'all a lot for tuning in, and I will see y'all later.